nervous a bit. All right. If I can just explain what I'd like to do. I'm one of Aaron's uncles. My name's Corbett Aaron Kamoa Kalama. My brother Clyde and I had the same second names, you know. And just some history on the Aaron part of it is, you know, Aaron was a brother of Moses. And Moses, as you read through the Bible, Moses would often stutter when he was giving talks. So Aaron would often serve as the spokesperson. So our nephew here is I know he's not very shy, and he talks a lot. It possibly is tied back to that a bit. What I'd like to share with you, I'm one of 11, born to Charles Allen Kalama and Elizabeth Kikaulilani Kabaha Kalama. This is our area, this beach and ocean, and even though Aaron has spent time on the Big Island, this is just part of his roots that's here. And thanks to Bob and Lynn and Grandma Carrie and the family for raising such a terrific individual here for us to all be proud of. What Aaron had asked me to do in behalf of all of us is to just share an oli that is part of our family. It talks about where we come from. It goes back to the 14th century, Hawai'i. I was first asked to do this for his cousin Samson at his wedding, and you know that the time has changed when we start attending weddings for our nieces and nephews and sons. So I guess I'm matured now to be able to do this. But the first part of the oli basically calls on God, Akua, to be with us here today. It also calls on all of Aaron's ancestors since the beginning of time to come and join with us, down through his grandparents, his great-grandparents that are here, and everybody that's come before us. You know, as they join hands together and they decided to share their lives, you know, when we forecast forward in our lives, we were always told to look back. Look back, because it provides you with a very strong foundation and guidance. And I'm just here to share the part that you've got a lot of history. You know, it's like, and not to minimize it, I chuckle often when the Verizon commercial comes on, and you've got all these folks behind you. But that's how we are. That's who we are, each one of us standing here. So the first part of the oli basically talks about that, and basically calling on everyone to come up and rise out of the sea and be with us here today. The second part of the oli will go back in time, back to Liloa, who was the father of Umi, who was 8 generations before Kamehameha, all the way on down to Aaron. And that's just to help him learn where he comes from on the Hawaiian side. And that ties him to us here in Hawaii. And then the last part of it is what we call the oli aloha, which talks about the word aloha, the meaning of the word aloha. The word aloha starts off the first letter A, akahai ina Hawai'i. Akahai, be kind people of Hawaii. Second part is letter L for lokahi, which talks about family, unity, the importance of us being able to lean on one another in times, in good times and in difficult times. And it's your family, your immediate family, your extended family, and your community. It also talks about the kuleana, or the responsibility that we have to all of those around us, and to remember that all of our actions affect others. So that's lokahi. The third letter is O for olu'olu. Olu'olu kamana'o. To think positively, to look for the good in people. That's that part of it. There are going to be times during your marriage that she may not think you're the jewel that you think you are. You know, but it's always, rather than being forceful and stepping forward, being humble, step back and recognize that she's trying to give you guidance. I don't think it's going to happen too much the other way. The fourth letter is H for ha'a, which means to be humble. The ha in the Hawaiian language means your breath, your area, to share my ha with you. But ha'a means to be humble. And as we all know, you need to be the servant to your wife. Right? I'm an experienced, I've been married now for 28 years. I learned a long time ago who the boss is. It's the woman. But to be humble, to be a servant, to be able to be willing to go ahead and spend time with your community and with your family. The last letter stands for the word ahunui. Ahunui a lanakila. Ahanui means to be patient, to be willing to persevere. Ahanui, lanakila means to be victorious. Ahanui a lanakila, through patience and perseverance, you'll emerge victorious. So as you folks set your goals with one another, it's not going to be very smooth all the time. You're going to have a few mountains and valleys, but you recognize, keep your minds focused. And in the Hawaiian language, there's a saying, lanakila nui lima mauloa okolokahi. Many hands working together so that you can emerge victorious. So remember that as you take steps forward, you've got all of these people and your families and your friends behind you to support you. But all of this is made available to all of us because of Akua, of God. So what I'd like to do is just start off with our first part of it. O nā kumu akua pau I hanau ia I ka pō I ka alahiki ku. E o mai ke kai mai. O nā kumu ali ia pau I hanau ia I ka pō I ka alahiki ku. E o mai ke kai mai. O nā lala ali ia pau I hanau ia I ka pō I ka alahiki ku. E o mai ke kai mai. O nā vela ua ali ia pau I hanau ia I ka pō I ka alahiki ku. E o mai ke kai mai. O nā puali ia pau I hanau ia I ka pō I ka alahiki ku. E o mai ke kai mai. E au e liloa, e au e umi, e au e o anui a mahi. E au e o kuai ala au. E au e ka ia, e au e ka wahine ku I o ka hili o pua. E au e ka unohe o ka la. E au e ku o ka malie. E au e ke kilani wahine ali I o puna, o akale. E au e ke kau ilani ka e ka waha. E au e ka aumoana e kahi. E au e ka aumoana I lua. Palikua nā mauna kea, palikua nā mauna loa, palikua nā hualalai, palikua nā haleakala, palikua nā ko'olau. E moku manu e moku, mokole e moku popo I e moku, moku nui, moku iki. Aloha e, aloha e, aloha e. E aloha I he. E aloha I he. Hataha e nā Hawai'i. Lo kahi aku like. Olu kamnao. Hahanga ko kulana. Ya honu ya lana kila. Ya ruhai he. Ya ruhai he. Ya ruhai he. Ya ruhai mai e na vai. Ke aloha kau mea nui. E o mai he na vai. Na pua na lei na mamo. E hala mai ka la hui. La ula e ka ulana. E o mai ka lehu lehu. Ai he o Hawai'i. Ya rohai he. Ha rohai he. Ha rohai he. Ha rohai he. Aloha, aloha po. E ka pulu vai ha 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 ya hoi.